Hey guys, Big Green Dragon here, and we're back for another adventure in the Dragonverse. Remember, familiar powers, unfamiliar heroes. We'll be stepping away from Emerald City for quite some time, and now we get to explore the hero known as Myth Girl. Enjoy. Previously on Myth Girl. The two laugh before the sound of a loud blow being struck is heard echoing across the land. Who are you? The squirrel stops laughing. Who am I? Why, I am none other than Ratatosker. Yggdrasil connects to all 9 realms. 11. What? 11 realms. You've become the Allfather, the most powerful of the Aesir, ruler of Asgard. Your name is spread far and wide, loved and feared. For Vey and I, this was our defining moment. What kind of elder brother would I be if I didn't uplift my own? Vili and Vey smile. Thank you, Odin. Odin, Vili, and Vey continue to watch the horizon together. Baldr stands outside a longhouse with Jarl Ulf. The two overlook a vast city. It's finally done. Congratulations, Baldr. Thank you, Jarl Ulf. This city will be a beacon of hope, joy, and prosperity. Now that the building is done, what happens next? I inform my family. We will celebrate the occasion. To think the very gods I revere will be present in this city. It's almost unimaginable. Baldr smiles. When you meet them, you'll quickly realize that we Aesir know how to enjoy ourselves. Jarl Ulf smiles. I look forward to it. Baldr continues to look at his city with satisfaction. Frigg and Loki stand in Odin's throne room. They both eye his throne. I've always found it odd how little time Odin spends here. At the very least, he could place you in charge while he's gone. It is of no concern to me. I am simply glad he's spending more time with Vili and Vey. The two begin to walk. Frigg's attendants follow in behind her. How have you been, dear Frigg? I am content, though my home feels quiet. Troubles with your daughter? She spends her days training with the Valkyries. When she's done, she's usually busy studying or spending time with her brothers. Ah. You're being neglected. I'm trying to adjust to my new role as stepmother. I suppose I've always been such, but Revna is making it more apparent. You raised Revna. You nursed her as a baby. That makes you more of a mother to her, in my opinion. Thank you, Loki. However, I'm beginning to believe there's something more to this situation. It never bothered me before, but now I grow suspicious. I wish I knew anything about her mother. Then I could go to Revna, tell her what I learned, and we could return to the way things used to be. Odin likes to keep his secrets, doesn't he? The door opens and Baldr enters with a smile on his face. Mother! Uncle Loki! Frigg smiles. Baldr! She kisses him on the forehead. What brings you here? The city is finished. It's time to celebrate. All of us. Oh, that's wonderful, Baldr. Baldr begins to look around. Where is father? He isn't home, but I can try and reach out to him. He wouldn't want to miss this. Frigg smiles at her son and gives him a hug. In the Valkyrie training grounds, Revna and Thrud face off against another Valkyrie. Both are knocked to the ground. How are we supposed to defeat Gunnar? Hitting her really hard. Right, because that worked every other time. We must remain persistent. All it takes is one good punch. Until she decides she wants to win, which she can't do if she's unconscious. Revna weighs her options. Thrud smiles and gets to her feet. So does Revna. Gunnar waits for them to attack. Freya and Kara watch from their usual balcony. Her progress has been excellent. Revna was already stronger than most Valkyries. At this point, she may have surpassed the two of us. Thrud is right behind her.
I've considered making Revna a Valkyrie, if the Allfather would allow it. I think that would be an excellent idea, my queen.
Frigg joins the pair, followed by her attendants.
Hello, ladies. Frigg, it's good to see you.
Frigg looks down at Revna and Thrude.
How is she doing today? All things considered, not bad. Though training with Gunnar is less about defeating her, more strategy-based training.
Revna looks up and sees Frigg and forgets about her opponent briefly. Gunnar kicks her in the face, and then she blocks Thrude's strike. Thrude looks back at Revna with frustration.
Revna! We had her that time!
Revna rubs her cheek and smiles sheepishly.
Sorry.
Gunnar sends Thrude flying back with a kick to her abdomen. Frigg, Freya, and Kara continue to watch until they're joined by Uller. Frigg, I have news to report.
What is it?
The Allfather has returned. Frigg rushes to the throne room. Odin is inside speaking to Baldr.
Welcome back, my love.
Thank you, Frigg.
I trust you and your brothers enjoyed yourselves?
We did. In fact, I left them on Midgard. Told them to enjoy themselves a little while longer.
That's wonderful.
Baldr was telling me about his city. I look forward to seeing it. Frigg smiles and hugs him. Odin looks around the throne room. Where's Revna?
Revna enters her room and she sets down her sword. She analyzes her new research. She has recreated the map of Yggdrasil in her room. Her father's books and scrolls about the 9 realms are everywhere on her desk. She has added the 2 new realms to the world tree, with one labeled Earth and the other Mystery. Before she can resume her work, there's a knock on the door. She uses her magic to hide her study before opening the door and seeing her father. Father, welcome home.
Thank you, my daughter. He kisses her on the forehead. Baldr's home. He's inviting us to celebrate the completion of his city on Midgard.
Wonderful. When do we leave?
We leave tonight. The celebration is in a few days.
Very well. I'll be ready. I am glad to see you return safe.
Revna closes the door. Odin stands there for a moment before walking away. Inside her room, Revna listens to the door. Once Odin's footsteps are gone, she begins to gather her father's materials. Once she has them all, she opens the door and checks for anyone in the hallway. With the coast clear, she sets off to return the books. The following day, Baldr shows his family around the city. I wanted a place where Midgardians could interact with elves, dwarves, and giants peacefully. This city is to be a beacon of hope for all. I had giants construct the wall around the city, with some advice from the dwarves. Everything you see was a collaborative effort from each of the races. The Aesir eventually arrive at Jarl Ulf's longhouse. Of course, every great city needs a ruler. I have chosen Jarl Ulf Einarsson to lead. Jarl Ulf bows deeply. Allfather, you honor me with your presence, as do you all. A human to lead a city of dwarves, elves, and giants? Not very wise, Baldr. I assure you, he will surround himself with wise counsel. Loki appears unconvinced. We'll see about that. Well, what do you all think? It's wonderful, my son. You have truly outdone yourself. I couldn't be more proud of you. Thank you, Father. Please, feel free to explore the city while we prepare for the festivities. Odin and Frigg remain with Baldr and Jarl Ulf. Revna quickly takes her leave, and she's joined by Thrude. Revna and Thrude continue to walk around the empty streets.
It's so quiet. There's a peacefulness to the silence, before it's filled with life. Agreed. I like it.
Revna and Thrude keep exploring until she bumps into someone.
Oh, excuse me.
A tall, muscular, and handsome elf turns to face her. He smiles.
No, excuse me. I should be more careful where I'm going. You're from Elfheim. I've never been, but I've heard it's wonderful. Thank you. Some say the beauty of Alfheim rivals Asgard. Where are my manners? I'm Alvar Ivorson. He bows fancily. Revna Odendaughter. Thrud Thor's daughter. Alvar's eyes widen. Wow, that's incredible. Just my luck to meet the daughters of the Allfather and Thor. Tell me, what brings you here? I am a guest of Freyr, along with a few other of my kin. What do you think of my brother's city? It's magnificent, truly. I might even move here myself one day. Glad to see Baldr's goal is already having an effect. Alvar hears his name shouted in the distance. Forgive me, ladies, but I should probably go find my family. We'll see you at the celebration. Alvar waves and leaves. It's good to see that elves are as beautiful as they say. Thrud! I was simply saying what we both were thinking. Thrud smiles and Revna begins to laugh. A few days later, the celebration begins. The Vanir, elves, dwarves, humans, and giants have joined the Aesir. Bragi entertains the guests. Odin! Njord! How are you, my friend? I'm fine. Nice to get out of Vanaheim every once in a while. The leader of the Aesir and Vanir clasp hands. The sound of their greeting echoes across the room. The two men smile. Strong as ever. Could say the same about you. Your son did a tremendous job on the city. I hope everything works out for him. As do I. Odin looks to Revna as she is walking around with Thrud. Come then. Let's hear about your latest trip around the realms. As Odin regales Njord with his stories, Revna and Thrud makes their way through the guests. There are a lot of people here. You sound surprised. As the god of light, Baldr has friends everywhere. Thrud laughs. Yes, I suppose he does. The two spot Alvar among the guests. Oh, there's Alvar. Perhaps we can go and speak to him. Certainly, but you've barely spoken to grandfather since he returned. Shouldn't you spend some time with him? I can do that whenever I desire. Is there a reason you're avoiding your parents? What do you mean? Only a few months ago, you were always next to grandfather and grandmother, at dinner or following down behind them. I am getting older. I won't always be by their side. Yes, but this feels intentional. Well, you're not entirely wrong. What happened? Remember when I was mad at you after our Jotunheim adventure? It was because father was going to tell me about my birth mother. Then, after I failed to kill Sturkjevi, he put my trials on hiatus. Then, I learned he was lying to me about something else. And then he left Asgard for 2 months. Alright, I can understand your frustration with grandfather, but what did grandmother do? Nothing. I guess I've been trying to prepare myself for what happens when I do get answers about my mother. Frigg is my stepmother. Our relationship will change. Why? By my account, Frigg raised and nurtured you. Why does the truth of your birth mother concern you? And you're beginning to sound like father. Grandfather might be trying to keep something from you. I am not. Let's say you get your answers. It doesn't change that your birth mother hasn't been here. It seems she doesn't want to be in your life. Why bother? How do you know that? What if father took me from her? Doesn't she deserve a chance to get to know me? If she truly desired to, then yes. However, she is not here. Frigg is. Look at my family. Between my father and mother, there are 4 of us. Magni has a different mother. Uller a different father. This doesn't reflect our relationship in the slightest. I hear you, Thrud, but there are too many unknown questions. I can't leave this alone. Thrud sighs. I am not without empathy. I can understand your desire. But you can love Frigg regardless of the truth about your mother. Revna smiles. In this, we agree. Before the night's end, I'll go and speak to her. Good. For now, let's go find our handsome elf friend. The two find Alvar and strike up a conversation with him. Odin watches the trio before Loki appears next to him. As I'm sure you've heard plenty already, it's good you're back, brother.
Thank you, Loki. It seems I was missed by most.
How are you?
Me? Oh, well, you know me, brother. I'm always up to something.
As the festivities continue, several armed undead warriors begin to approach the exterior of the city. With a roar, they rush into the city and begin to wreak havoc. As the celebration continues, Baldr prepares to make a speech. Everyone gives him their full attention. I would like to thank everyone for coming out and celebrating the completion of this city. I've already explained the purpose of this city, so I won't repeat myself. I just wanted to give a sincere thanks to everyone who aided in the construction of the city. May the rest of your days be filled with joy and laughter. To the prosperity of Baldur's Gate. The crowd cheers. Odin's wolves, Gary and Freki, begin to growl. Odin looks down at them confused, as others begin to take notice. The wolves howl, long and loud. Odin motions for Ullr to investigate. Odin steps outside and leaps to the top of the longhouse. As he peers out into the city, he sees the movement of the undead and small fires starting to form. Ullr leaps down and returns inside. Allfather, the city is under attack. Who would dare interrupt my son's celebration? Draugr and Viking, a lot of them. Thor smiles and removes Mjolnir from his neck. It returns to regular size in his hand. They picked the wrong night to show themselves. Aesir, defend the city. The Vanir will join you, Allfather. Odin nods. The warriors begin to prepare their weapons. I'm sorry, Alvar. I must go join them. I'm glad you say that, because I'm going too. Revna smiles and calls Bronslukr to her. Thor claps Baldr on the back. Brother, you didn't say you had live entertainment coming. That's because I didn't plan for this. Don't worry. We'll keep the damage to a minimum. The warriors make for the exit. Odin places his hand on Revna's shoulder. Once this is over, we need to talk. Very well, father. Odin and Revna exit the longhouse. The Aesir and Vanir make their way into the city. The few that can fly begin to do so. Odin surveys the scene. The enemies have spread deep into the city. Push them back until none remain. Ullr and Skadi, rain down arrows. Allfather, I recommend Alvar to remain with them. Odin looks at the elf. I trust your judgment, Freyr. Njord, take your children and defend the south wall. Magni, Modi, Revna, and Thrud defend the west wall. Frigg, Loki, Thor, and Tyr, we shall defend the north and east wall. Everyone splits off in their directions. Revna and Thrud fly overhead Magni and Modi. Trying to keep up, you two. I believe it is you two that will struggle to keep up with us. We'll see who has the most kills when it's all said and done. Good luck setting Draugr on fire. Revna smirks and keeps flying. Ullr, Skadi, and Alvar already begin dropping Draugr with arrows. Njord, Freyr, and Freya reach their location. Prepare yourselves, my children. Freyr draws his long antler as a blade, while Freya's wings allow her to hover over her father and brother. She prepares to use her Sather magic. The Vanir begin to take the fight to the Draugr, and quickly work through them. Odin, Frigg, Thor, Loki, and Tyr arrive at their destination. Frigg, Loki, and I shall remain here. Thor and Tyr, take the east wall. And Thor, yes, father? Watch your strikes. Thor smiles. I'll do my best. Thor and Tyr head off. Odin, Frigg, and Loki see the score of undead warriors. Odin's spear appears in his hand, and the battle begins. Magni, Modi, Revna, and Thrud see the Draugr tearing through the city. The Draugr and Vikings see the Aesir warriors and approach them. The two opposing forces stand across from each other. The undead dare the Aesir to challenge them. Modi attacks first, followed quickly by his brother. The first pair of Viking attack, following the initial attacks. Revna and Thrud and the Draugr attack in quick succession. The battle continues. Each attack is carried out in the same order, as if the order of attack is planned, yet it flows seamlessly. The undead are a bit tougher than expected, but the Aesir also hold back to be careful of the city's future inhabitants. The sound of Mjolnir impacting enemies rings across the city. The undead warriors take several hits before going down. However, more keep arriving. Thor and Tyr bash many in their wake. Ullr and Skadi see something in the distance and look at each other with concern. Alvar sees it too. Should we tell them? They'll find out soon enough. Keep firing. More arrows are fired off into the sky as one arrow flies into the sky where it kills a Draugr behind Frigg. She gives an appreciative look in the direction of the archers. Njord takes down several more Viking on his own. The ground begins to shake. Anyone else feel that? Stay focused, son. I am, but I don't think we're done here. Njord glares at the undead warriors left to defeat. Odin throws his spear through several enemies. Gary and Freki tear into a few more. Loki fires off spells before he too feels the ground shake. Odin, I think we have company. I feel them. Revna uses Bronslukr to slice down several more Draugr, setting them on fire. She smiles at her nephews, who have to repeatedly put down their enemies. A moment later, numerous giants begin charging the city, bursting from the tree line, bellowing loudly. Thor smiles. Jotuns. We need to end this quickly, my love. I know. We can't let them reach the city. Odin flies off in the direction of Njord. He arrives in seconds. He flies next to Freya. We shall take the fight to the Jotuns in the field. Once we escape the city, I need you to erect a barrier around it with your magic. It will be done, Allfather. Everyone, finish with these Draugr. Then meet me in the field of battle. Odin's voice carries across the city. Odin doesn't wait as he flies to meet the Jotuns head on. Each battle group begins to finish up with the last of the undead and head outside the city. Once they're clear, Freya does as ordered and forms a magical barrier around the city. The remaining guests listen to the sounds of battle. Baldr shakes his head in disbelief. How did this happen? Forseti places a calming hand on his father's shoulder. I am sorry, father. I know this is not how you wished for this night to go. Thank you, my son. For now, we will have to rely on our warriors to win the day. Baldr laughs. From the sound of things, Jotuns have arrived. If there's one thing I can count on my family to do, it's kill Jotuns. The giants charge the wall as fast as they can. When the barrier appears around the city, they slow their charge. Odin and the others stand in front of the city. Odin steps forward. Welcome to Baldur's Gate, Jotuns. My son plans to have several of you live here. This would be a dour way to begin things. If you turned back now, we will spare you. A frost giant steps forward. There will be no turning back. We fight and win, or fight and die. Odin sighs. Have it your way. The battle resumes. The giants attempt to step over the smaller opponents, but Odin and Thor prevent them from passing. Revna joins the battle. She has to keep her excitement down as fighting with her family fills her with joy. Odin, Thor, and Frigg keep the giants from advancing on the city. The others fill in where they can. Satyr magic, arrows, and powerful blows echo across the night sky. Freya holds the barrier without issue. Unknown to her, the hidden frost giant approaches the city behind her. Thunder and lightning crack as Thor and his children smite Jotuns left and right. The hidden giant begins to hammer blow after blow against the magical barrier. The unexpected force nearly causes Freya to lose concentration and drop the barrier. However, with each consecutive blow, she begins to struggle. Odin notices what's happening, but can't disengage from his battle. Revna, stop that giant before she destroys the barrier.
Yes, father.
Revna flies off, and before the giant can land another blow, she kicks her in the face. Freya enjoys the reprieve. The giantess recovers quickly. She and Revna begin to duel. Both combatants begin to sustain several wounds. And suddenly, the frost giant opens her mouth, and a blast of ice shoots forth. The runes along Bronslukar flash, and Revna slices the chunks of ice at superhuman speed. However, the blast keeps coming, and soon Revna is frozen solid. Bronslukar continues to shine, beginning to melt the ice quickly. The frost giantess prepares to step on Revna, but at the last second, she breaks free from the ice and flies out of the way. Her instincts take over, and she flies directly for the giantess's heart and pierces it. The blade sinks deep into the giant's chest. Revna realizes what she's done and pulls the blade out. The giantess begins to die. As Revna looks into her eyes, she gives her an apologetic look. The giantess's body hits the ground with a loud thud. Revna processes her actions and freezes up. Suddenly, there's a hand on her shoulder. She turns and sees Frigg. Without another word, she hugs her. With the battle over, everyone returns inside. The celebration slowly resumes. I assure you, son, we'll figure out who sent those enemies. I'm sure you will. I only wish we could have questioned one of the combatants. I don't believe they would have given us any answers. Perhaps not. Thank you, all of you, for the defense of Baldur's Gate. Please, let the festivities resume. Frigg sits with Revna.
Are you all right, my dear? I will be. It happened so fast. I didn't give her a chance to surrender. That is how it happens in the heat of battle. You protected your brother's city, not to mention your own life. That doesn't mean you can't grieve for the life lost. I am sorry about the past few months. I let my anger towards father affect how I treated you.
Frigg smiles.
No apology necessary. I will always love you. I love you too.
Frigg and Revna hug once more. Alvar approaches them and bows. Forgive me for intruding, but may I have a word with your daughter?
You may.
Frigg leaves them alone. Some night, huh? I'll say. If you're still up for it, I'd still like for you to come to Alfheim. It will be less chaotic than this.
I'd like that, Alvar.
I look forward to it.
You aren't half bad with a bow.
Thank you. I've trained all my life.
I'm not so bad myself. Maybe we can have a little competition.
Deal. Revna and Alvar continue to enjoy the celebration. Just like that, we are back in action. Man, it is good to be back here, expanding the Dragonverse with all of you loyal listeners. As per last time, I promise I will get these episodes to you all as quickly as I can. I am still just the one dragon, but here we go again, starting a brand new adventure with Myth Girl. I hope you all sincerely enjoyed what you just listened to, and if you did, consider sticking around, leaving a like, comment, sharing, subscribing. Until then, take care. Dragon out.